The sun had just risen over the runway as Air India Flight AI171 prepared for departure. A routine domestic flight, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, its passengers buckling seatbelts, cabin crew performing the final checks. There was no storm in the sky, no warning on the screens, only the familiar anticipation of another day in the air.
In the cockpit, two experienced pilots reviewed their checklist. Weather, clear. Fuel, full. Systems, green. As far as they could see, it was a textbook takeoff ahead.
The aircraft began its roll, engines roaring to life, the runway lights flashing beneath its nose. At 180 knots, the captain called, "Rotate." The nose lifted, wheels left the ground, and in that very moment, the flight's fate was sealed.
Just seconds after takeoff, alarms pierced the cockpit. One engine spooled down, then the other. The captain's voice, tense. "Why did you cut off?" The first officer, bewildered. "I did not."
Both fuel control switches, the very switches that keep fuel flowing to the engines, had moved to cutoff, not by command, not by procedure. Somehow, both had stopped feeding fuel.
With thrust gone, the 787 became a glider. The ram air turbine, RAT, automatically deployed, supplying minimal power to hydraulics and flight controls. The pilots fought to restart the engines. One showed faint signs of life, but the aircraft had barely cleared the runway. Altitude was low, speed was dropping, the ground was closing in.
The cabin passengers felt the climb pause, the vibration fade, a strange quiet settling over the Dreamliner. Flight attendants exchanged glances, their training kicking in, but there was no time for instructions. Only seconds remained. Tragic. Ahead lay the campus of a medical college. The captain tried to angle the descent to avoid the main building, but with one engine dead and the other starved of power, control was fleeting. The aircraft clipped the roof of a hostel, broke apart, and erupted into a fireball.
The scene that followed was devastation. Smoke, fire, screams. The lives of those on board and many on the ground ended in an instant. Rescue teams rushed, but there were no miracles waiting in the debris.
Investigators combed through the wreckage. Maintenance logs, normal. Fuel, clean. Sabotage, no evidence. What they did find was chilling. Those fuel control switches, critical to keeping engines alive, lacked a proper guard. A simple bump, a momentary contact, even turbulence, any of these could have caused them to snap to cutoff. The FAA had flagged the risk years earlier, but action never came.
Was it pilot error, a tragic design oversight, or a sequence of events so rare it defied all preparation? We may never know the exact finger that moved those switches, but the result was undeniable. A system that allowed a single point of failure to take down an entire aircraft.
In the aftermath, safety boards demanded redesigns, better safeguards, and stricter cockpit protocols. But for the families who waited that morning, change came too late.
What do you think? Could this have been prevented? Or was the fate of AI171 sealed the moment those switches flipped?
Subscribe to Black Box Unfolded, where we uncover the truths behind the tragedies, so history never repeats in silence.